Okay. Give me a second. There we go. All right. It is the 1 year anniversary. We've been here for like, who knows how. Yeah, exactly 1 year. 1 year ago, I made my first 2 YouTube videos. And so that's what we're celebrating. And it's also the 300th video celebration. We're recording 299 right now, this live stream. And then the next live stream, that's at 8 o'clock after this one, 300. But I got the table back, as you can tell. But instead of facing the door or facing my window, this is where I had my live stream last time. Right there, and I took the Once Upon a Time poster off, you know. But I thought I would use a new background this time, and we have the window. So for the next few weekends of this video, we're going to have this background. 2 Once Upon a Time posters, and I do have a third one, but it's upstairs, and it's right at the last minute, so no time for that. But as I got my chairs up, something worse just happened. And if you look down there, can you see that? Oh. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but it's broken glass. The lightning bolt. I said one of these days I was going to fix the cord and plug it back in, and I couldn't. I was going to find a day to do that sometime. But then as I moved the light bulb out of the way so I could set the table here instead of over there. And so I moved it on my bed. And then when I went to grab chairs, I brought them around this way, and one of the legs hit my bolt and it shattered. So there's no saving my lightning bolt now, unless I get one for Christmas again. It's past my birthday, so too late for that. But for Christmas, if we go get it again, then maybe you can have it for the rest of the channel. All right. Camp was exhausting. I went to Zion's camp this last week. That's why you saw 2 premieres on Friday. I didn't post any on Thursday or Saturday because, I wanted to stick to 300 by the end of the month. Not going later past that, except the 2 videos I'm posting on Sunday are going to be videos that I'm going to share with my children and videos about the gospel. Anyway, but that will be 302. And the reason why we're going to 302 is that last year, when we started on June 29th, I did 2 videos. I didn't do any on June 30th. I just did 2 videos on June 29th. And so I thought just to start off with 2 videos would be good. So we're going to end this month with 302. So that way we're back on track as we were last year, where we post 2 videos this month and then we start posting more in July. So there will be 302 videos by the end of June. So there will be 2 more tomorrow. But since I'm posting 2 more tomorrow and I'm starting the Sunday tradition, that's why I didn't post any premieres on Thursday and Saturday. But anyway, yes, there are a few announcements on this channel, and this will be technically a panel, but if you guys don't have any questions, don't worry. I don't have much backup plans, but I'm sure I can make it up as we go. Because I could talk about my Zion's camp experience if you want me to. All right. I'm probably going to turn down the volume for just a second, because every time I go to my own live stream, it repeats my words. So, excuse me while I'm trying to turn down the sound, okay? Hang on, let me share my screen first. Share. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying on my... See, go back. Faster. I can't wait for you to load, dude. Why do I have 3 notifications? Oh, I'm not going to stop the recording, but I am going to get rid of that. Okay. Hang on, I'm going to try this. YouTube. Okay, now go to YouTube. My computer is slow, guys. All right. I'm going to see if you have any questions you want to see. It's loading. I don't know why I'm on that channel. My channel's loading. It's right here. I want to click on it. Come on. There we go. Your channel. All right. I'm going to push live to see who is watching. Let's see. All right, guys, I didn't want it to make any sound. The reason why I turned it down was because... All right, I'm getting my face back. I turned it down because every time when I go to my live stream, it repeats my words, and then it gets too loud, and then... So, sorry for that. I was actually talking, like I forgot I turned it down, but the only thing I said was that it was taking me a while to get to my live stream because it was loading. None of you left questions, so what are we going to do about that? Let's talk about Zion's Camp, I guess. So, one of the things I'm starting to do on my channel, first of all, I was going to save the announcements for the end of the second live stream. My hair's getting long again. Last time my mom cut my hair, it was too short, you know. That was back in April. I usually have to cut it every month, but then since she accidentally cut it so short that I almost look bald. If you see my picture, you know, that's how short it is. Took me 2 months to grow it back. But one of these days, I might even cut my hair. So anyway, that was off topic. But for Zion's Camp, you know, I did say I was going to make 2 trek videos, but I said I wasn't going to make Zion's Camp videos, and that's because I was exhausted. I spent the last 3 weeks finishing my trek journal, and I finally finished it right before I went to Zion's Camp. So I'm not doing a Zion's Camp journal, and I'm not going to talk about it. But since you guys aren't leaving questions anyway, I might as well talk about it now, even though I didn't want to talk about it. When I went up there on Wednesday, it's also this is just a ward thing or a stake thing. It's not really worldwide. So if you don't know what a Zion's Camp is, I totally understand because it's not applied to every stake, but it's something that our new stake that came up with, you know, and I missed it last year because I barely moved into this house in August, but, Zion's Camp. I sacrificed 2 Newsies rehearsals. I'm still in Newsies. I'm only cut out of 1 number, and I think that's going to be King of New York because, you know, I wasn't there for the beginning. If I'm not there for a number, I'm cut out. However, I was there for Seize the Day. I wasn't there for the ending of it, so I'm not going to be cut out of that. I'm going to hopefully can get away with this one. But when you come see Newsies at OPA, it's a Layton Theater, and it's on August 14th through the 20th, and yeah, come see it. But if you don't see me in King of New York and everyone else is in it, that's because I wasn't there. I'm sorry. But I went to Zion's Camp. I missed only 2 rehearsals. I left early just to get in the parade. So if you were watching the Syracuse parade, I was in that. I was by the Newsies float, singing, carrying the banner over and over again. We took a break and sang King of New York like 3 times. That was still over and over again, but not as bad as carrying out the banner. It was exhausting. I even mumbled on my words and mixed it up a little bit. But it's okay because I was tired. I actually know the words and I don't mix it up. But anyway, tired, yeah. And then we have a fair in my backyard. In my backyard, there's a park, and they're just setting up a Founders Park fair. So if you're at that, I understand. I was going to go with my family at 6, but then they decided not to go. Then they wanted to go at 7, and I told them about this live stream. So, yes, I should be out with my family, but they're still mowing the lawn in my backyard. They're not going. There will be fireworks if you live in Utah and you live in Syracuse. There will be fireworks tonight at 9:30. So luckily these live streams end at 9, so you don't have to miss that. But yeah, I went to Zion's camp, and on Wednesday, let's see. Yes, we got to our troops. So in Zion's camp, you have to check in, and you are assigned to a troop. Now, when you're coming with your ward, each of you have to be in a separate troop. You know, you may have one person from your ward with you, but not more than one, you know. So, I mean, I'm not counting yourself. If you count yourself, there can only be up to 2 people from the same ward in one troop, no more than 2. Anyway, yes, I had a leader in mind. However, we had 7 to begin with, and then 1 got added on Friday, and then 2 of them were supposed to come Friday night as well, and they didn't. But yeah, I had 2 zone leaders, and they usually assign them in October. And you know how I'm an actor and stuff. If they were ever to sign me up for, well, if this was next year and it was on the last week of June and I was signed up to be a zone leader, they usually come up Tuesday night. So like if I was posting videos or doing live streams, I would still do them. I could still do them Saturday night and do some premieres on Friday, and if possible Thursday, if I'm not saving up for some special number, right? Because this year I couldn't do that. But you know, so it's not really much conflict, but I would have missed the parade, for example, if I was a zone leader. So maybe it's a good thing I wasn't, because zone leaders have to stay all the way until the end of camp. And if I'm a zone leader next year, I got to be careful on what plays I do. I might not do OPA next year. This will be my last community play, Newsies, by the way, because I'm in productions and I'll be doing a lot of school plays this year, and I'll be doing a lot of theater competitions, so I'll be too busy to do any community plays. And OPA is actually not a community play. It's a much higher rank theater. But anyway, that's cool. The community play at Clearfield does their play in June. And if I would have known that OPA did their rehearsals at night, and you know, because I know Clearfield does theirs in the morning, I could have done 2 plays because they're doing Wizard of Oz and we're doing Newsies. And as you see, I'm wearing my Newsies shirt. We were supposed to wear our costumes in the parade, but they said if you don't want to wear your costumes, you have to at least wear a Newsies shirt, or you have to wear a costume. But yeah. So next year I might be doing 2 summer plays, 1 in June and 1 in August, knowing that they have no conflicts at all. There is a Syracuse play that goes in July, so I can do 1 each month, but they conflict with evening performances. So then I wouldn't be able to do a OPA or Syracuse. So I might not be able to do 3, but I could do 2. I wish I could have done 2 this summer, but that's okay. That's okay. And Newsies is in this area in Utah. Newsies is the last play for summer play for, you know, then you don't get another one until like October. So, and I'm not doing the October one because I'm in Shrek at my high school. So, and I'll be doing Mamma Mia at the end of the year, and depending on what I do next summer, that will be the pause of my acting career, because, you know, then I can go on an LVS semester. All right. Anyway, about Zion's camp though, I went up there. It was around 10 o'clock. We were assigned to zones. We made a flag, and our zone was called the Gophers. That's the one I was in. There were other ones like Pink Silly. I don't remember them. But I know, let's see. There were colors, though. There was a black and red flag, a green and black flag. They did actually have a red color, and I thought no one used them, but someone did. We used them for Tag the Flag game, if you know how to play Tag the Flag. But, yeah. We did skits. That's kind of theater-ish, right? I was a mosquito, and I was stinging my zone leader. All right. They didn't make a slideshow, but you have to go on, like, Facebook or something to watch that. And I'm still waiting on the Trek video that they made. I did get, right before I left on Zion's camp, I got the pictures for Trek. And they are upstairs. If you want me to go grab them, I will. But I have to keep this live stream going. So if you want to, because I didn't show you my journal, but I talked about everything I did on Trek on a video. If you want to see pictures of me, because I can witness myself that I was there, I can do that. I can't show you the slideshow or anything, but I did take one picture at camp. You know, when my mom showed up, all parents were allowed to show up Friday night, you know, to see the slideshow. And so I took a picture of everyone in my zone except 2 people left. So if I showed you a picture of everyone in my zone, we were orange and we were the Gophers, then you would see my 2 zone leaders. You would see everyone else in the zone except for 2 people. I won't mention names, but they left. So, all right. Sorry if I don't remember much, but what I remember from Wednesday is that we played games. Then we had a lot of taps, which means a tap is when teaching, applying, personal. I don't know what they stand for, but it's basically when a leader or a bishop is basically sharing a gospel lesson kind of thing. We did a lot of those. Like it was like literally like every 2 hours or something when we did something like that. So we got a lot of lessons and experiences up there. Then we played more activities. And some of the activities we played were like, I don't know, standing on a tent without touching the floor. That's funny. Carrying water to a bucket without using hands. Ooh. And rock, paper, scissors race. Climbing the wall. I did try climbing the wall, and it was difficult, but I eventually made it up. Some of us couldn't make it up, but I was one of the ones that made it up. Out of the 5 people that made it up, I was the 3rd. And in the spiderweb, we tied with the Beatus record. We were supposed to go through a spiderweb without touching the spiderweb, and we were supposed to, if we wanted to be the fastest time someone has went through the spiderweb without touching it was 1 minute and 13 seconds. And so we had to beat 1 minute and 12 seconds, and we'd have to beat them at 1 minute and 12 seconds. And we did. We didn't beat them. We actually tied, so it was good. We did a fast run. The first one was like 1 minute and 33 seconds, so we were a little bit slower. And we even timed ourselves on the wall, and we took 2 minutes, and someone else took 1. So, I don't know. What other games are there? There were a few board games. Let's see. What did we play? There was 2 board games we played, but one was on Wednesday and one was on Thursday. So I know the game we played on Thursday, but I'm trying to remember the game we played on Wednesday. Oh, yeah. No, we didn't play board games. We used marshmallows and we used sticks, pickle sticks, and we tried to build, the tallest tower. We didn't win. All right. Anyway, that was basically all the games on Wednesday. We did more taps. We did more devotionals. We had a devotional within our troops, not in, the taps is when everyone's gathered and we're doing one devotional together. But like when you're not doing a tap and you're doing just a devotional, that's usually with your zone leaders, and they usually teach the lesson. So that's what we did every night and day. We had 8 topics to talk about. I should actually go grab my journal. And it will help me remember what we did. So I'm going to go grab my journal. But before I do, I'm going to go see what's on the live stream. So let me turn down the volume again just to see if you guys have any questions. This is still a panel. Let me see. Okay. Sorry I keep turning down the volume, but you know my situation. I want to go get my journal, but I don't want you guys to get bored. It will only be 1 minute. But I wonder what else we could do. Maybe if you look at these Once Upon a Time posters. Huh. Whoa. Okay. Do you know what? I'm worried about something. Wait, hang on. I'll be right back. But if you want to look at this one, you kind of already saw this one, but if you want to look at this one and see if there's any characters you missed from Once Upon a Time, you can do that. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot to close the door. I hope you liked looking at the Once Upon a Time poster and picking out characters you miss. But I went to grab stuff. This is where I went. Look. See? Take a quick second. Read this, okay? It's what we kind of did at Zion's camp. Okay, here is the 8 things. So we had to work on trust, opposition, faith, conversion, temptation, capacity, blessings of the gospel, happiness, peaceful, gratitude, missionary work. Those were the 8 things. I worked on all of them and actually got all my beads. And actually, my beads are in here. I don't have to run and get them. See? And you didn't need to hear me open the door. I didn't mark down which colors were which, but every time when you passed off one of these topics, you would get a certain color. Not just any random color, a certain color. You couldn't earn more than 8 beads, though. 8 was the top. And I was too lazy on Wednesday. Thursday, I earned 2. Friday, I earned 6. And then I came home. Okay. So, you look right here. You have, I actually had a different color, but I'll explain later. Pink, green, orange, white, blue, yellow, orange, pink, what? Pink, orange, yellow, blue, white, red, green, purple. Okay. I had all the beads once, and then I lost them, and I had to get a new necklace, and I got my beads back. This time I didn't lose them. I lost 2 chains, one that was just empty, then 2 that had 7 on them. And then I think instead of purple, I had, No, instead of purple, I think I had like a brown bead, but they ran out of brown, so they gave me a purple. But those are the beads I earned in Zion's camp. It's fun. You should, if you ever come to this stake, you should do that. You know, a lot of times I miss my scout camps because of plays and stuff. I was willing to sacrifice 2 Newsies rehearsals for this. I had to come home early because I wasn't really willing to miss the parade. But, you know, all is well. Here is the schedule. I'll go over the schedule with you. And as you see, it has times on the side, but I'm not going to read the times because that would take too long. I'm just going to mention some things we did. The camp leaders came up on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, they had breakfast, and then we came up. And so we didn't have dinner and breakfast with them at that time. But when we came up, we set it. The tents were already set up, so that was good. Zone leaders have to set up their tents, so if you don't want to be a zone leader. We had a tap. I already told you what that was. Then we had a building, for 1 hour and 15 minutes. I think that means we were playing activities, so forgive me. Lunch, and then we had a cleanup. We had to clean up the bathrooms and stuff. So that was our turn. Then we had another tap. Then we played more games. Then we had another tap. Then standard barrier time. That's free time where you can work on maybe your beads, for example. I didn't work on mine. I was having fun, and I was playing Square 9, if you don't know what that is. It's where you have a Square 9. It's like, it's not, the game's not tic-tac-toe, but you know how in tic-tac-toe you have 9 squares and then you have a middle one? Like, you have 8 squares surrounding the middle one. 9 squares like that, except you have stick pulls, and then on the top it looks like a tic-tac-toe board, and you walk under the tic-tac-toe, and as you hit the ball, it goes up and through each square, you know, and if it lands on your side, you're out, and you're supposed to circle all the way around until you get in the middle, and then once you get in the middle, that's when you start counting points. But then there are points in the game where you have to reset, and everyone's at 0, so the highest scoring point was 11 or 13. But when I'm sometimes I'm in the middle. Sometimes when I play the game, I'm barely good at getting like around the circle. But then sometimes I'm good at getting in the middle, and then that's when I lose. So the longest points I ever got was 2 points. So I'm not really much a winner in that game. We also played spike ball, where you bounce the ball on the trampoline to another person, and you have to keep it bouncing back and forth, you know, between partner and partner without letting it fall in the grass. So, sorry, my hair's long, and I like to play with it, and I like to play with my hat. This is the hat I wore all Zion's camp, so forgive me. There was another hat I used at Trek, which I'll show you in my pictures in a second. However, I don't want to waste my time here. So, let's get going. For Zion's camp, though, we also had a missionary hoedown or something. I don't know. We had some kind of missionary activity. And then dinner time, and then tap, and then cleanup. We didn't do cleanup this time. Tap, and then capture the flag. We played capture the flag. That was the game we played where we had two red flags on one side and 2 red flags. I never crossed my barrier because I didn't want to go in jail. I was just trying to stop people from going to our flag. I almost let someone take it once. Okay. And then devotional with our zone leaders. That's why it's called devotional. And we went to bed. And then Thursday, devotional again, morning. And then breakfast. One breakfast we had pancakes. One breakfast we had eggs and bacon. And one breakfast we just had potato casserole. Okay. Lunches, I don't remember. Dinner, we had more of a meat sandwich. Then we had one night hot dogs, and another night, well, wait, we only had, oh, wait. Hot dogs one night, cheese, yeah, hot dogs and cheeseburgers, and I guess we had some kind of soup or something. I don't know. I don't remember these things, guys. All right. Then we didn't have cleanup, but whoever cleaned up, and then tap, and then service project. That's when we went to the farm and we picked up rocks in the field. That was fun. That's actually in the slideshow. So if you want to go on Facebook or get contacted with the steak, and you can watch that. Okay. All right. Anyway, enough weirdness. I didn't even bring a digital camera, so sorry. I couldn't show you those. But when you bring a digital camera, it takes you like a week and a half to print them off. And I didn't have time to go print my pictures off until like a week after Trek was over. And then I took them in, and then I didn't get them until right before I left on Zion's camp because that was a week and a half later. And so, sorry. All right. So, yeah, we did our service project. Then we did a tap, then standard time. That's when I actually got my first 2 beads. Then lunch, and then cleanup. We didn't do cleanup, though. Tap. Someone else did. Okay, so there's a tap, and then we did more activities, except this time we chose whatever activity we played. We could play volleyball, we could play Square 9, we could play chase the person, I don't know, or you could play card games, and I decided to play card games, and we played Super Fight. It's where you have like 3 cards, you have a man, and then you have 2 lightning cards, and when you flip them over, you make a story out of them, and you have to use it as your witness, you know, against someone. So it's kind of like going to court, you know. And we do a vote, and if you win, you win, and then you have to go against the next person. If you lose, then you're out. and you have to wait until everyone else has a turn, and it's a long time. I only got one turn, and then they cut off the games. It took me, let's see, how long were the game activities were an hour and a half. I had to wait an hour and a half for my turn. I probably should have played Square 9. I played a lot of that over Zion's Camp, but there were a few times when they played Square 9 and I was just having, moments with myself, or I was either doing something else. And so that was one of the times when I was doing something else. So I didn't want to always play Square 9, but I played it a lot still. And I'm not like the person who just played it once. There are people on our camp that didn't even play it at all because they don't know how to play, or they played just a couple times. I played like at least half of the times it was out. There was only like the other half of the camp when I didn't play. All right. But then you have tap, and then it's a 2-hour tap. That's when we were blindfolded and we have to find a sound that was quiet, like the Holy Ghost. And I didn't know that. I thought we were trying to stay away from the sounds because they were like temptation or something. And then there was one time when I tried to follow the sounds, but they said look for an instant. I don't know. Hey, I misread the directions, and they didn't really tell us how to play. So then dinner, then no cleanup. There was cleanup, but we didn't do cleanup. Our zone didn't do that. Tap. And then we did skits. I told you about that. Remember the mosquito? And then devotional, bedtime. And then Friday, devotional, breakfast. We didn't do cleanup. Tap. We actually canceled that tap because that person didn't show up. So we actually had a longer breakfast. Then we had a 2-hour tap. And we were blindfolded again, but this time we weren't looking for a sound. We were just trying to find our way to the outside, because when you first arrive in Zion's Camp, you have like a log cabin, and then on one side it's a field, and there's a barn down there, someone who works on the farm, and that was our service project. And then on the other side you have a playground, a little kid playground, and slide swing. I even swung on the swing like I was a little kid, but don't judge me. We have the tables, and then we had the tree, and we were trying to find our way to the tree. Then you had the parking lot, and then, Square 9, tents, and bathroom log cabins or something for the leaders. But we had to go in the big cabin bathrooms. All right, let's see on here. We were talking about what Jesus has done for us. We were basically talking about the atonement during that tap session. And there was this guy who did 400 push-ups for each of us to have a candy bar. So that's a good object lesson. All right. Anyway, let's see. Then we had lunch, and then we had another tap, and then we just had free time activities. It was more free time, and I wasn't even playing. I was just thinking to myself. We canceled the questions, so oh well, because it said there was a panel here. It was a presidency panel, and they canceled it. I'm not canceling this panel. And then we had dinner set up. We were setting up dinner for the parents and moms. And then we had dinner, and our moms were up to eat dinner with us. That's when we had like beans and Floppy Joe. All right. And then after dinner, we what did we do? We had dessert. Whatever this says, I don't know what this says. It's hard to read the dark gray, But it was canceled because I remember right after dinner we had a testimony meeting, and that's not what it says on the schedule. So whatever I'm trying to struggle reading, it's canceled. Don't worry about it. It was canceled. We had dessert, and I had apple pie and ice cream. And then I had more apple pie and ice cream. I spent half of the camp eating seconds. But since I don't want to get fat, and since I kind of changed my ways on that, I spent half of the meals just having one serving. I don't know which meal was which, but there you go. Then it says slideshow and then testimony meeting, but we switched it and had the testimony meeting because the people doing the slideshow had last minute pictures that they wanted to put in from the lunch dinner, So, and then after the test, I bore my testimony on the guy who did 400 push-ups. And I was gonna use 5 push-ups to give him a candy bar, but I didn't volunteer because I only thought about it, and it was too late by the time I thought fully about it. But it's okay. At least I thought about it. And then slideshow, you can see on Facebook. And then I left right after the slideshow. I took a picture of, since my mom was here, she had her camera, and we took a picture of my whole troop, and then I just packed my stuff and left just to be in the parade. But here's what everyone else did. They did a cleanup, you know, everyone did. And at lunch, we were actually in the kitchen cleaning up, so that was our turn. At each lunch, I kind of skipped that, so forgive me. But we did a big cleanup. And then it was devotional for the troops. So really, I didn't miss anything for that rest of the night. It was just devotional and cleanup, so that wasn't bad. On Saturday, I just missed another devotional, and then they had donuts for breakfast, but I'm okay because I had cereal and I was home. I'm fine with that. Then they did cleanup, and then they did one last goodbye tap, and then they packed up and left. So I only missed like one tap, 2 devotionals, and breakfast. That was all. So it was okay that I left early. Even my leaders agreed with it. And then I was in the parade, you know, that I told you. And then right after the parade, I spent 30 minutes to rest at home. And then I had to go back to the fair that's in our backyard to perform a few Newsies numbers. And this time we did do Carrying Out the Banner, but we did that one last. And so the first one we did was Seize the Day, King of New York. And then we had Something to Believe. No, not Something to Believe in. We had Letter from the Refuge song. It's where Crutchy is sending a letter to Jack. And then, you know, it was a solo song. We just watched him sing on stage while we just stood there. We didn't do the dances to the songs, of course. There wasn't enough room on the stage, but we just stood there singing. And then I was good. I kind of stumbled on a couple words because they told us the exact order because we were doing a medley of songs, you know, of like 5 to 6 different songs. And they told us the order and they told us what we were singing, but then they kind of switched it around a little bit, and that's kind of messed up our singing a little bit. I sang the wrong words because I thought we were singing that part, and we didn't. All right. But we did Seize the Day. Then we did King of New York, and then we did Watch What Happens, and then we did the Letter to the Refuge, and then we did Carrying Out the Banner. Someone accidentally turned on a different song, and I think that was Something to Believe in, but no one sang it. They quickly turned it off. But we ended with Carrying Out the Banner, and we did the whole song. And I told you how we did Carrying Out the Banner over and over again in the parade. I was exhausted of that, but I'm glad when we performed it, we just did it once. When we had our 1-hour performance, you know, on stage in the fair. In the backyard, there's a fair, and if you came to our performance, you know, it was at 12 to 1. We weren't doing the whole play. We were just doing a medley. There were a few other groups of people who went before us, but we were the last group. And then we went, and it ended at 12:40. So we ended 20 minutes early. And we spent 10 minutes on stage singing medley songs for Newsies. We spent 5 minutes trying to have the music people figure out where to play the music. So it's not our fault we weren't singing perfect, you know. And then we spent 5 minutes singing 5 different songs, you know. The 6th one, Something to Believe in, doesn't count, but those are 6 Newsy songs. Sorry to spoil it, some of it to you, you know. And at the end of this video, I do sing the end of Seize the Day, and I do sing let's see, what is it? All for one and one. Oh, that's also from Seize the Day. So I'm basically singing Seize the Day at the end of all my YouTube videos. So I'm sorry for the spoilers, but at least I'm not showing you the dance moves. So you got one sneak peek on every single video. And if you came to my performance at 12, you saw another sneak peek. And if you saw me in the parade, you saw another sneak peek. But you only saw 3. And they were different, but they were around. Yeah. There's only 3 sneak peeks. So no more spoilers. You just got to come see the play at OPA. And I'm the mayor, so I'm in the boss of you. Just kidding. All right. And that was it about the schedule. One more thing about Science Camp is here's the things we worked on. If you see the TP on the top, if you look at the TP on the top, that was my leader signing it off. Not my leader, my troop leader. You know, and I passed off those 4, and then I passed off these 4. So that was cool. This is where we wrote our notes. I didn't want to make a journal, but a few TAP leaders told us to write some notes. So I did write some on Wednesday. They didn't tell us to pull out our journal on Thursday and Friday, so I didn't write anything. Sorry, I didn't want to write a journal because I didn't want to spend another 2.5 weeks or 3, you know, because I spent 2.5 weeks working on my Trek journal, and I know I didn't need to write everything, but I'm not good with summaries, so I'm very sorry. So sorry. I'm a book writer, not a summary writer. So I didn't want to make another journal just in case I was going to do that again, because I spent 2.5 weeks working on Trek. And you know that new movie I'm making, Stuck in Time? I have not worked on that script at all. I worked on that script the kind of second week of June when I got back from Trek. I did it for the first couple days, and then I was too tired of working on it because I was always on my Trek journal. And after that, I was tired of writing, and I didn't want to get back to work. So it's distracted me from working on my script and doing some other important things, like YouTube, making videos last minute. I did that because I was tired of Trek. So if I wouldn't suggest making me writing a journal about Zion's Camp because I'm exhausted. It was just as long as Trek, except Trek ended at Saturday afternoon and Zion's Camp ended Saturday morning, and I just left Friday night. For me, it ended Friday night. So it was a little bit shorter for me and for almost everyone else, but only by hours, and for me, just by a half a day. So I'm so sorry for, I'm not making a Zion's Camp journal, and that's why I don't want to talk about it on this channel. However, you have all the hymn songs. I will name them to you. We have the Spirit. They're all listed up here. The Spirit of God, we thank thee, O God, for a prophet, battle hymn of the Republic, hope of Israel, called to serve, count your blessings, hark all ye nations, I'll go where you want me to go. I stand all amazed, there is sunshine in my soul today. O thou rock of our salvation, how firm of foundation, how great thou art. See? Ooh. And there's all the songs, and then I wrote some notes on the back for one of my taps. So that was basically Zion's Camp. Now, you guys have not put down a single question, which makes me upset because this was supposed to be a panel, but hey, we're just celebrating the 300th video anniversary, 300 video celebration, and the 1-year anniversary of the channel, so I guess that's fine. But again, I'm going to turn down the volume so I can check to see if you guys left any questions. I turned down the volume so they won't hear you.
What?
I know, I talked about it. Shh.
I was saying, are you almost done with your live stream?
Nope. And I got another one at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then I'll be done at 9.
Because I want to go on a big ride, but I need someone to go.
Mm-mm. Oh, I gotta turn that off. Give me a second. Oh. You know how it is. Sorry. And I didn't share my screen this time. It's faster that way. Okay. That's Zion's Camp. And you guys didn't leave any questions. What's up with you? Maybe I should do another Kahoot since all of you joined for the first question and then you leave for the second. All right. We will save the Trek videos for our 300th anniversary, okay? Because this is not the 300th video. This is my 299 video. So, we're not at 300 yet, but in the next live stream we will be. So, if we want to talk about Trek and all these pictures, maybe we should wait. Find smiles inside. Ooh, okay. Okay. But I want to wrap up this live stream by talking about Newsies. Okay? I will end this live stream 5 minutes early so I can get the next live stream up and going. So, forgive me. But the next one can go overtime if it has to. Sometimes when I do live streams, I'll schedule the next one 15 minutes later, just in case this goes over time. Yeah. But anyway, I'm not doing that because I'm going to be done at 9 o'clock. I don't want to be done at 9:15 and then spend 15 minutes cleaning up and going to the park. I want to spend, 30 minutes doing something else. But I'm playing with my hat again. Excuse me. Newsies. The script. Remember in Hunchback when I showed you the Hunchback script? I don't know if I showed you the Mary Poppins script, but remember when I did a trailer to that? And yeah, I will start Newsies trailers in July. So there's that. I also have to tell you about my channel in the next live stream, so along with the Trek pictures. Sorry we spent so much time talking about science camp. It actually took me like I'm trying to do the math, 14. It took me 25 minutes to talk about Trek. It doesn't say that in the videos, but that's because I edited everything out. I did 2 videos, and one was 11 minutes and one was 14. That's 25 minutes. When I cut them out, I know one's 7 and I know another's 4, so that's 11 minutes, but that's because I cut it like over half of it out. So I'm sorry. But since I'm not doing a science camp video, we got to spend an hour on it, so be lucky. Because Trek, I was actually talking a little bit faster, and I was trying to speed up my summary of experience over there. This time I went a little bit slower. I didn't talk about every lesson I learned or anything like that. And stuff, I was lazy on the couch and stuff, but yeah. And I was helping, clean up a few times. There were 2 TVs in there, and I didn't watch any TV. I only saw it when a leader was trying to turn on a gospel video. But other than that, I didn't tell you all the lessons and stuff I learned, but I gave you a summary of what happened up there. Even though it was a little bit longer than Trek. Trek was shorter, Hey, but in science camp, we didn't take any pictures, so maybe that's fair. The reason why Trek is shorter is because I have pictures. In science camp, I don't. But anyway, come see Newsies. I will start doing trailers, and I will take pictures of these so you can see them. Okay? I don't want to give you a sneak peek of the script. That would be copyrighted. I don't want to show you sneak peeks. So if you want to see the play, I'm not going to take you through each page, but I'll zoom, and you can try pausing at each page to read it, but it's going to be hard. That's the script. Here comes the music. We have like 22 songs, not counting the tabs or the 21A, If you count those, there's probably about 30 songs. And if you get the junior version, you always have a CD and a shirt on the back, but this one is not the junior version. Remember when Hunchback looked like this? You had this, Broadway stuff, and then the Hunchback of Notre Dame on the top. Now it's Newsies. So I'm doing a full play. Mary Poppins was a junior play. That's why it was like a picture of the umbrella, This one doesn't have a picture because it's the full version. Last time I did a full version play was last fall. Come see Newsies. Oh, and I will be doing the full play Shrek, and I will be doing the full play Mamma Mia, but the straight play is, it's not junior, but I don't know. The scripts for straight plays are different, but these are what musical plays look like, especially if they've been to Broadway. If they haven't, maybe it's something else, but I'm going to make my Stuck in Time script. It will not look like this. It's not supposed to be a play. If it was, it's not even a musical, so it won't look like this, but with a Newsies script, you usually have a black scribbly bar on the top with the title underneath. So that's probably what the script will look like when it's printed. If not, I do actually have my own cover of a wormhole with the ship going inside. It was the best one I could find on the internet. The other ones either didn't have a ship or it was covering the wormhole. So come see Newsies. It's in August 14th through the 20th at OPA Layton. Okay. I was in the parade. I did a performance at 12, and then at 1 o'clock, I came here, listened to my whole Newsies soundtrack, and listened to my YouTube soundtrack, the playlist I made on my birthday. That took 2.5 hours. So that was from 1 to 4:30 almost. Then I spent a while just talking to Mom and telling her about the parade, I don't know, stuff. And then I didn't know what to do. It was like, it was 4:50, and I just wanted to go to bed. It was 3:50. So wait. I started listening to my soundtrack at 1, and we got done at 3:30, not 4:30. 3:30, then I talked to Mom, 3:50, fell asleep, And then for 2 hours, I didn't know what to do. So all I could think about was taking a nap because my mom was taking a nap during those soundtracks and it was too noisy. So I started quiet. I stopped listening to music after my YouTube soundtrack, and Newsies. I wanted to finish. So she had to deal with an hour and a half more music, when she took a nap. But like after I finished, I took a nap. And then she woke up halfway through my nap and I was still sleeping. And then, because I was exhausted, I needed a nap. I didn't have time to take a nap right after the parade. I had a performance, but after that, I did take a nap. I had a hot dog, chips for lunch, and I had a free donut. But and the fair is still going on right now. Even after I'm done with these live streams, they'll go until like 9:30, and that's when the fireworks begin. So we'll still have even 30 minutes to go over there and do who knows what, and I'll have to talk to you about those next week because the videos I'm posting on Sunday were videos I made before I left on Zion's camp, and they're basically for my children. So. Yeah, sorry. Yep. So, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to do. For the remaining of this live stream, because we have to end it in 4 minutes, I will check one more time to see if any of you guys left questions. And if you didn't, I'll be mad at you. But one more thing I want to say about the fair is that I fell asleep at 3:50, woke up at, 4:50, 5:50. So it was almost 6 o'clock. My Uncle Dan came over. And yes, he came over to mow our lawns and stuff. And I didn't know what to do because I still had an hour before I could start this. So I hanged out with them. And now I'm making these. And they were supposed to go to the carnival at 6. And I was going to join them for about 45 minutes and then come back here. But unfortunately, they were supposed to leave at 7. And I still saw them on the lawn when I was at the beginning of this live stream, but now I can see that the lawn has stopped and they are going to the carnival. I am missing out a little bit, but I'll go join them after my 8 o'clock live stream, which will end at 9. So, but that's the carnival, and that's Newsies for you. Now we can talk about Trek, but since we're almost out of time, let's not go there. And I'll see you in the next live stream. But I'm going to check one more time to see if you guys left any comments, and I'm not sharing my screen. So forgive me if you stare at my face. But I'm going to turn down the sound. I just want to see if you guys left any more questions, because this was supposed to be a panel. Still no questions. I went back and forth because I wanted to make sure I X'd out of that live stream. I don't want to be playing while I'm doing this. But I'm done checking. And you guys didn't leave any comments, so bad for you. I know you didn't leave any comments in my birthday live stream. That's why I backed up with people at school. But I didn't have school over the summer, so I really was counting on you guys. It's kind of disappointing, but I'm glad I got to tell you about Zion's Camp and Newsies. So I didn't have a backup plan. This was totally last minute, and I did kind of repeat myself, trying to keep the live stream going because I did, I know I'm a good talker and I could talk for 3 hours straight, right? But like, I do struggle with repeating stuff and going into other conversations, and kind of a good thing so we can get through the live stream. But for those who don't talk much, well, good luck in the real world, because then you're going to look boring on stage. This is like my stage here. If I was able to own a stage or like rent one, a panel would probably be my best bet because I love panels. Or we could do a performance, because into acting theater, right? But yeah, I thought about that since I performed on stage just 6 hours ago. Well, 7. Started 7 hours ago, but ended 6 hours ago. So with that, I'll leave you on the Brattlewinds, okay? Sorry I didn't do any special things for this channel, because it is the anniversary and it's 300 videos. if I had better technology and I had my whole family in this YouTube channel, we could like basically pull out a cake on camera and an ice cream and just celebrate like it was New Year's and drop the ball on its 1 year. It's not 2,000 years old. This channel is not 2019 years old, but for its first year, you know, we would drop it. So now it's not year 0 anymore. It's year 1. This is a year old now. It's not 5 months. It's not 6 months old. No. It would have been 1 month and it would have been 1 year and 8 months old because I was going to start one back in September of 2017, but I got in trouble and didn't make one until June 29th. So maybe it's a good thing that the anniversary is in the summer, so I'm not busy doing it in the fall and having to deal with school homework. So with that, we're going to end the live stream on the Brattle Bins. I wish I would do something more funner to celebrate this channel, like maybe a Kahoot, but last time I did Kahoot, all of you guys left after one question. So instead of putting questions about me, I made a Kahoot on my birthday, but it was only for my family, you know. I just decided not to make a Kahoot. So sorry, we're not really celebrating it, but we are celebrating it just by talking about it. So I think that counts. But we'll see you in the next live stream, which starts in actually almost 3 minutes. I was going to end at 7:55 and it's 7:56. It's going to be 7:57 by the time I click this button. So I got to be fast. So we'll see you in the next video. All for one and one for all, for one and one for all. Now's the time to seize the day. Let us seize the day. Lightning Mills is out on the Brattle Bins. The Brattle Bins. Bye. Oh, and what was it? What was it? Oh, never mind. Bye.